start again.
Did you muck it up?
Oh, I think you stuffed it up. You put the hex on it. I don't know what the hell happened there. Who cares? We're not professionals, mate. We're a couple of mugs having a go.
God, I've just spent 15 minutes talking to the camera and Colin about what we've been doing. Now he tells me he stuffed it up and we got to do it all over again.
I didn't realise you had to turn it on. Have another crack, mate. Tell Australia and the world what we've been doing for the last 3 days up here in beautiful North Queensland.
Yeah, well, we've been up here for a number of days with the python hunters from over there in America, and they've got an amazing program set up now where they're going to do wildlife issues around the world, and one of their first issues is our turtles, and I couldn't think of anything better. And they go to 90 countries around the world, 100 million people going to view their show.
Wow.
So I'm just really pleased that so many people around the world are going to see some of these really serious issues that we've got in our country. And we've just spent some beautiful days with these guys. You know, I've been fortunate to have a fair bit of interaction with the traditional owners here on the coast who are working really hard to do the right thing. The Mandurah people down there, they've got their own moratorium on turtle and dugong and hunting, which is marvellous, you know, and spent some time with them, went out in the boat with them. Unfortunately though, we spent a fair bit of time on the water, and all we saw was less than a handful of turtles, and that actually brought home to me how serious this situation is. And we got little issues down there like driving on the beach at turtle nesting time, which is just a ridiculous situation. Local councils should get their act together as far as that's concerned, because even if some of the nests do survive being run over by these quad bikes and things, when the little babies hatch out, they're going to find these wheel ruts and they're going to die a slow death on the beach, and that's just not acceptable. You know, that's a bad thing to do. So that needs to be looked at by the local council, and they need to get their act together. One of the really pleasing things that happened while I was here, that because Colin and I are involved with the turtle rehab centre there in Cairns, run by Jennifer. She's an amazing lady, you know. She's virtually dedicated her whole life to looking after these beautiful little animals, and I got the wonderful experience of releasing one of her rehab turtles.
What was the turtle's name, Bob? Did they give it a name?
Yeah, one of the turtles' names was Lisa, and the other one was Bob. And
Bob Irwin the turtle.
Yeah, and I felt really honoured to have a little turtle named after me, and I got the pleasure of letting him go in the ocean, and it was just, you know, it was just an amazing experience. And you know, added to all that, we actually saw on the way out to release these turtles, we actually got word that there was a turtle floating, and anyway, people went out there and picked it up, and the poor little bugger had been dead for a couple of days, and that just brought home to me again just how serious the situation is up here. And so we all need to get our act together. We all need to accept responsibility for what's happening. You know, we can't just leave it to a handful of people. All Australians should get behind this, because we want these turtles to be here forever. And you know, I mean, it's not just traditional hunting we've got to look at. We've got to look at development. We've got to look at pollution, and all these things need to be addressed. You know, we just can't let this happen, and most of it's common sense. You know, it doesn't take a scientific brain to work out what's going on, and let's just get it fixed.
What do the Americans think about us allowing traditional hunting of an endangered animal. They don't do that in the States. None of the traditional people hunt turtles. What did they think about the unmonitored, uncontrolled hunting of our endangered animals, the turtle? Were they shocked, or did they think that was okay?
Well, Colin, I mean, most Australians look at Americans and think, oh yeah, they're only Yanks, But I tell you what, they got a much better handle on their natural world over there than we have here. And when they saw what's happening in our part of the world, they were absolutely shocked that we could allow this to happen, knowing what's happening. The government can't say we don't know about this, because that's just rubbish. Every single person knows about it, and it is their responsibility. They are the keepers of our environment, and they aren't doing their job.
They say there's 1,500 dugongs going to die in the next year, and up to 6,000 turtles. Do you think we should still allow traditional hunting while these animals are in such peril, or do you think it's a good time to have that moratorium that you and I have talked about for a long time, now to give the chance to these animals to recover? Or do we just keep hunting them while they keep dying? They're expecting, like I said, 6,000 turtles to die. We saw one as we went out of the harbour floating there. That one actually had a piece of fishing line stuck in its mouth that no one bothered to pick the poor little bugger up and remove it. That may have killed it. It may have been the pollution, who knows? But it wasn't traditional hunting, that one. That was just one that's died from some natural or unnatural cause. But I think the fishing line gave us a fair old indication of what killed it. It probably had a hook stuffed in its mouth and couldn't feed. I think that this is the time for the moratorium that you and I have been calling for.
Well, Colin, I think that that moratorium should have been put on years ago. I think it's actually something that's long overdue. And let's just ask ourselves one question.
What's that, Bob?
What are we going to have? Are we going to have the extinction of a species, or are we going to have traditional hunting? Take your choice.